How many of you guys like to knit? Woo! Cool, because I don't. But that's what I'm going to talk about, because I don't like to knit. So what I want to talk about instead is the evolution of video game controllers. So I will be talking about how they have changed from the 70s to 80s, 90s, and what it is now and what they have in the future. Shoot. So 70s, 90s, first off, everyone knows the joystick. I'm just going to talk about the popular ones. There's tons of them. But in 1977, Atari came out with this joystick with a simple joystick and one action button. There's another one, a similar one that I don't have a picture of, where it's actually just a knob and like a keypad. It's just 1 through 9, and you just turn it and you press a button. Like for example, if you're going to play baseball, you just press number 2 to hit the freaking ball, and it's like simple like that. So pretty lame. So 1980s, these came out. Nintendo, 1985, with this popular, everyone knows what that is, the Nintendo button, and some Japanese guy came out with the D-pad. And similar to joystick, but it's much better, and it's not going to be a burden on your wrists, because all you do with that is just that. And they added another action button, and they have the start and option button. And in 1985, Sega came out with this, for their Sega Genesis. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but they took the D-pad and they added another action button, because I guess 2 wasn't enough and it was too boring. So, and they obviously have to change the shape, because I don't think a square shaped controller would be really comfortable if you're going to play for many hours. And then in 1991, Nintendo came out again with another controller, adding another action button, and stuck with the D-pad, and this one actually has shoulder buttons, so more stuff to press. And then in 1995, Sony came out with their PlayStation, and it was a huge hit. And it basically has like tons of bunch of stuff. It has the analog sticks right here, the D-pad, start option buttons, they stuck with the 4 action buttons, and then they have shoulder buttons on those, on both sides. I think it has 2. I don't have that. And then 1996, Nintendo 64, weird shape. They have like a mini joystick, more buttons to press, as you can see. There's 6 of them right there. And then this one has shoulder buttons, and in the back there's actually one trigger button used for another. It's another action button, or you could put cheats with it. And then in 1999, Sega came out with their Sega Dreamcast controller. This one was actually, I think, their last thing that they came out with. They cannot compete with any of the other ones. So this one, as you can see, they have the analog stick and the D-pad, just like that one, but they switch the places around. And there's 4 action buttons. They didn't stick with the 6. And this one has trigger buttons in the back. And this is actually the first one where you can save your games and your controller thing. The problem with this one, it was too big, as you can see. Many kids didn't like it because it was too big, so that was a problem. So, early 2000s, don't forget that, Sony came out with PlayStation 2, which is, their controller is exactly the same as the first one. The only difference was, it was like a sensor thing where you can adjust the, I forget what it's called, but it doesn't matter because we're talking about the controller. And it's exactly the same thing. It was just a hit, and they just wanted to come out with like a better system. But the controller is the same thing. And then in 2001, Microsoft came out with their Xbox controllers. And this is the first one that came out. And as you can see, this is a lot bigger than this one, because this was a problem of it being too big. So the layout is same. It's exactly the same one. They just switched it, added these, and this is actually called a thumbstick now, because obviously you use your thumbstick. And then instead of the shoulder buttons, they just put black and white buttons instead, so that you don't have to, I don't know, use your index fingers to press the buttons. And it has trigger buttons. And they changed it, and they just put it on the bottom. So that's that. And then in 2001, there's Nintendo GameCube. Weird shape, but it has everything. It has trigger buttons, it has the D-pad, it has the, as you can see, it has the analog stick, the thumbstick, and all the action buttons are shaped differently so that you don't have to look down at your controller to see what buttons you're pressing. So if they're shaped differently, then you would know what buttons to press. And this one has trigger buttons in the back, and better visual. It's right here. So as you can see, the trigger buttons are here at the top, and then the shoulder buttons, they still have it, and then here's a weird shaped buttons, so you wouldn't have to look down because it's gonna be, they all feel the same if you're gonna play it. So, mid 2000s, present is the Wii. I mean, what more can, I don't know what more buttons you want to freaking put on the controller, because, I mean, the Xbox is already big, so what they thought of is, why don't we make the player, the controller. So this is what they came up with. First off is the Wii. The Wii, I'm sure Nintendo wanted their players to get involved in the game instead of just sitting there and playing with their fingers. That doesn't sound right, but I'm sure they wanted to get involved. But the problem with the Wii controller is that all this has is a like a sensor, so it knows what side it's going, like it's facing. Problem is this, I mean, you can sit down on your sofa and just go like that, and you'll hit like a home run. Like, you're not really involved. I mean, I've done it before. I mean, just flip your wrist and you're already set. You're already playing. It's not really fun. So that's the Wii. Not really the Wii. It sucks. But PlayStation, or someone came out with the PlayStation Eye. That one kind of works like a video camera, and you just get more involved into the game. So that's that. And then they came out with the Wii Move, which works with the the PlayStation Move comes works with the PlayStation Move. Eye, and you just get a lot more involved in the game. But this one, the Eye, like the texture movements, and yeah, it just like sees your face and everything. But if something even better is the Kinect. That's the latest one. So it's basically the same thing as the PlayStation Eye, but the difference is that, of course, they're gonna make it better as technology goes. Like, it'll always improve. This one, the Kinect could actually detect joint movements, not just like your body, but it detects your joints, and it can also detect like the player's facial expressions and like their face. So like if you have like more than one person playing, like it can detect like who's playing. Got it? So in conclusion, with technology being super awesome, they will always improve the controllers. I mean, I don't know what's after this one. Maybe you could play video games just by thinking about it. I don't know. I'm just saying. But like, I mean, you can be in class and play video games just thinking. Like, I don't know. It could get better than this. So that's that. Evolution of video game controllers.